Hello, everybody. Back to the channel of Quantum Dating. That's the name I'm going to call it. Why? Because we are speeding your dating life up forward where believe where it needs to be. You're probably here because you're realizing you saw one of my last two videos and you're like, wow, this guy makes total sense. I love his beer shirt and I really want to hear what he has to say. So dating today has changed completely. It is not what it was years ago. And a lot of you guys are getting out of relationships, getting out of marriages, or just are at a place in life where you want to focus on dating because business is where you want it to have to be. Or some of you guys just need motivation to understand what's going on because you're probably the normal average Joe that wants to figure this out as well still. So the reasons why most people fail is because of three main things, and I'll break it down with this little graph I drew for you. So it's three things most of why guys fail in this area of their life. It's because expectations, the approach, like which means how you approach, and lack of credibility. There we go. So expectations, a lot of you guys go out and literally talk to women and y'all expect the most. Or y'all have an expectation. And the problem is with expectations is it tends to draft out what you try to do in a conversation or what could happen and it takes you out of the moment. A lot of you guys go on dates and the women are saying like you're going too fast, you're going too slow, or you're not present in the moment, or they feel like they're not really getting to know you. And it's because you are going on this date with an expectation. Either you're toxic or you think that you're like still a red pill kind of guy where you're like, hey, like women only want me for my money. And if you have those kind of thoughts, those are going to repel women. I speak to a lot of guys and clients who think that there's an amount of money they should and shouldn't spend on women. And that's different from having an expected dating budget. And if you can't afford to date, then obviously you shouldn't be dating. But just because you pay for something or pay for a bill doesn't mean you should get a thing in return. If you want to like, live or move on a transactional basis where you pay to play or pay to get something like that, that's a whole different concept outside of dating. And women have a similar type of mechanism when they date as well too. That is completely not where it should be at. When you go on a date with somebody, with a woman, with a guy, you should expect just to get to know them. That's it. Whether you go somewhere you have to pay to go on a date because you're going on like to eat a lunch date, or you just agree to go somewhere in a park or something that's less expensive. That's up to you and the person you're getting to meet. And that's her saying yes to certain things and her saying no to certain things is a part of the formality, the form, right? The functionality of getting to know her. Some women actually do like coffee dates. Some women think going to the park on a first date isn't weird. Some women don't expect you or want you to pay for things. Other women do. Some guys are in Miami, some guys are in New York, and they're like, all, or some guys are in Austin, and like, all these women want, or gold diggers. All those women are gold diggers. And guess what? You're in a gold digging city, and you're probably doing things to attract that. It's probably your fear of being used for your money that's attracting those kind of things. Because I've met a lot of women who don't even ask or care how much money I make. They still don't know, and they don't really care. So, but that's because my expectation is blank. When I go on dates, I only expect to get to know the woman in front of me. Whether I pay or how much I pay, all that's predetermined before we even go out. So if I go to an expensive restaurant, no duh, I'm going to be spending $110 on the bill. If I choose to go to a Mexican takeout restaurant or a sushi bar, then it's going to be half that, right? And if you don't expect to pay anything for dating, you're in the wrong place, buddy. So expectations. When you go on a date, you should honestly just expect nothing but to get to know the person in front of you and have fun. And there's a whole formula to like not being weird and to actually showing up as your best self on a date that I go over in more detail in my group below. But for right now, guys, expectations is number one why people fail in dating. And women have the same thing too. But right now, this is mostly based for men. And expectations is number one reason why guys fail. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, be sure to leave notes below. Second is the approach. A lot of you guys are weird. I don't know what you are thinking when you will approach. I don't know what's going on in your mind. I don't know why you think some of the ways you approach is okay. It's not, women are fragile beings, right? Men are the masculine ones. So you got to understand a lot of times when you approach women, you can scare them. You can say something within the first 14 seconds that can throw them off and make them not even open to you. So first, you got to understand how you're coming off and how you are. Like if you're 6 feet, 6'2", don't be walking up women on women so close and talking to them a foot away. Start a little bit further back. That's just the basics. But so little things like that you have to understand with body language. But in general, right? Let me just give you guys something that you probably don't know. When you approach women, just starting off, right? This is just this very basics. There's two types of women. There's only two in the beginning. I know women are all unique and they're unique butterflies, they're all different, great. But in general, as a man, when you're approaching, there's only two types of women. There's a group of women that don't want to be approached, no matter what. And let's call them the stank Beths of the world. No, if they're in a relationship, I don't know if they're just sad, I don't know if their dog died, I don't know what it is, but they're just a stanky Beth. Stanky Bethany. We'll call her Stanky Bethany. And then there's the ones who are open to approaching that then they may be single, maybe in a relationship, but they're okay to talk to you. Those women are called the Marys. No, Mariah. Those are the Mariahs of the world. There's Stank Bethany's and there's Mariah's. Stank Bethany's, you kind of can't really know until you say something. You can see her body language is closed off. She's looking off. Maybe she even has like a RBF face. In the beginning, guys, when you're starting to date, don't approach those stink breaths because they breath probably stink and they're probably going to scare you away and make you think that Mariahs don't exist. And there's a lot of Mariahs. What I've found is there's about 30% of stink Bethanies that either are mean and don't want to talk, or are mean, can talk, or just are mean, period. Don't figure that out in the beginning. These are for like the advanced guys who have like their shit together, their self-esteem is high, all those things are down into place. And when you see a stink Bethany, run for the hills. Don't even like greet her because the moment she opens her mouth, her breath is going to stink and it's going to ruin your mood. Mariah's, though, there's 70% of Mariah's. It's just that 30% hurt so much and hurt so hard that you're like, oh my God, all women are terrible. Or you might meet a stink Bethany on a good day. She talks to you, you go on a date, and she wants you to spend $1,000 on her Chanel purse or however much they cost. I don't know. Um, and those are just not the ones that are fit to even have a conversation with, right? That's 30% of what I found. There's definitely not majority of women are like that. I will say highly for sure it's minority. I think it's even less. It's just it seems so loud because when those type of negative interactions happen, they tend to stick and like will cling on to you. And they're not really that real. They're more rare, right? So, Mariah, right? Let's get to a better topic. Mariahs. There's a lot of Mariahs that you can speak to. Those are the ones that give you the time of day. Those are the ones that are kind. Those are the real women who aren't battered and bruised by life. And same thing with men. A lot of men are battered and bruised. But 70% of the women that are out there are Mariahs. That's who I definitely implore you to speak to and how to approach them. I break down deeper, but right now this is like an overall view of like how you should approach when it comes to talking to women. Mariah's, when you go up there, they'll smile, they'll wave at you, they'll actually answer your question in a full statement versus just a word or two. They won't look at you like you're weird unless you are coming off weird. If you're a typical normal guy and you don't have any like negative, like like you work out, there's just some form of stability or like you're a great human citizen. Um, like it'll click. Mariah will give you the time of day and she will be kind to you, and those are great ones to talk to. No, they're not only in South Carolina or Tallahassee or all these like random places. A lot of them are in Miami because they're either traveling there or they live in Miami. A lot of them are in New York, either because they live in New York or they're traveling to New York. These 70% of women are the majority and they live everywhere. So a lot of this is around your mindset and what you've been doing. That is actually the problem. Great. Now moving on to the third most known reason why guys fail or why dating seems so tough. Lack of credibility. A lot of you guys, to be honest, let's say your expectations are on point. You have the great mindset to talk to women and to show off the world to who you are, show off the world who you are. And let's say you know how to approach, like you can talk, you can be cool, you're cordial, all those things. Let's say all those things are good. You're an approach champion and your expectations are not screeching, run away from me. Lack of credibility means that this is probably number one actually, because a lot of guys find themselves not dating, like kind of retreating back into a shell, because they're actually just not ready to date. Like they need to work on themselves. They need to make more money. They need to have some clarity. They need to forgive their mom. They need to fix their sister issues or whatever is going on. Because the issues maybe led to like them hating women. I don't know. We have a lack of credibility in how you show up in the world. And you probably still need to focus on yourself and build, who you are. A lot of guys go through divorces and they don't know who they are because 10 years, 6 years, 4 years went by, and now they've grown into a shell that they don't recognize of a human being. So are you fit? Are you overweight? Are you rich? Are you broke? Are you doing okay in life? Do you have a sense of knowing who you are? Are you still figuring that out? Do you know what you want out of your dating life? Do you know what your girlfriend even looks like? Do you even have a plan when it comes to dating? Lack of credibility is sustainability within yourself. So this is really, really important. All these three things are really important. These three things are the things I'd say that I've gotten in line within the last, I guess, 3 years. I guess I've spent a year on each just to like formulate this for me to say dating has its challenges, but it comes more easy than it is hard for me. And these are three things that I can walk anybody through to help them feel more aligned in today's dating culture and to have more clarity in what they're doing. Because dating isn't hard. It just feels confusing. It feels hard because a lot of times there's no direction, there's no clarity, you don't know where you're going. So I've created these simple social systems for you to be clear on where your dating life is going and what it's going to be like and what you want it to feel like. So if this video resonated and it made sense to you, um, let me know that in the chat. Type out the word quantum if you want a free audiobook. And I'll be putting my school link in below after I get to 1,000 views or 1,000 subscribers. So if you like this video, guys, give it a thumbs up, share, like, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.